Alright, so I wanted to just overall talk on a few things before I get into this video. So, for one, if you want to pause and read the messages and all that stuff, you very well can do that. Two, I know some of you guys are friends with him, and I know it's going to probably be a little bit hard to ban and block him. I'm not going to try to force your hand to ban or block him. At the end of the day, like, that is your choice. A lot of the people, that are involved in this situation are adults. So at the end of the day, it's your choice. All right. But I'm just saying, he said toxic things in my streams. He's came from a toxic community. I'm just saying, and the reason, it's like, that's one of the main reasons why I'm doing this video is because I don't want any more of my friends to be like affected or hurt by this guy. I'm saying, like, it gets at times where it's like, bruh, I just don't understand like why content creating has to be like this, where you're making videos, you're streaming, you're overall here to just make friends, but then there's people that are like literally forcing like to be an enemy with you and stuff. And I'm like, I don't know what, I understand, like, that there's videos out there about me. You have to let that stuff go. Like, you have to honestly let that stuff go. If you still holding on, it's funny because he messaged me not too long before I started the recording of this, talking about, like, I need to let go of the beef that we had 5 months ago. And it's like, you need to let go of some videos that was uploaded 5 years ago. Like, you can't compare 5 months to 5 years. And it's like, you joined my stream with bad intentions from the jump. So that's why it's like, it's stuff like that when you're telling me to let go of stuff. Why did you even join my stream in the first place if you knew all you're gonna do is just say toxic stuff in my stream? Like, honestly, does that make any sense? Like, people, please pause and read some of the messages, because this ain't even like half of what he has said in my streams. This is probably like a small portion, but all this dude wanted to do was just talk on beef, hatred, and all that stuff. And it's like, fam, that's not what this stream is for. This stream is for making friends, becoming friends with people. I don't know why you feel like you need to come to my stream and be toxic, but you'll go to everybody else's stream, play this innocent boy act like, oh, I'm not doing anything wrong, I'm a nice guy. I'm like, and you're like, fam, my thing is this, like, yeah, you may be a nice guy, but that community that you came from and how you was acting in my streams, honestly, how can I look at that and think that that's normal? And anybody and everybody else that's joined my stream don't talk like you. Even people that were friends or, used to be a fan of that guy, they have joined. There's been other times where people from that community has joined my stream. And it's like a vibe that you just get from that person where it's like, they're there with good intentions and they're there with bad intentions. There's been times where people have came from that community and they're all like, hey, I just want to apologize, for all that stuff that went on years ago. And they leave it at that. That's the last time I hear from them. Why couldn't you have not did that same thing? I'm saying, like, it's stuff like that I just don't get. I really do not get it. But anyways, so overall, like, what I'm going to more so be talking about is where this guy overall, like, for those that don't really know too much about the community that he came from, I will be talking on that. I will be talking on some of the screenshots. But yeah, it's like, I'm scared. Like, I'm legit scared for my friends and stuff, because I'm like, I really don't know. This guy might be having a bad day, or just overall, like, he just wants to take out some anger or lash out on some of these guys. And I'm like, they've done absolutely nothing to you. At the end of the day, this was all about me. Why did, like, my friends gotta be involved? Like, it's stuff like that. I just don't understand it. So, how this whole situation started was from me recording reaction videos. So the community that he came from, they have like this strange hatred towards reaction videos. Why, I don't know. But well, it was I remember back in 2015, like, the go-to thing to say was that it's, you're stealing content, even though, like, literally you got Twitch streamers, people on TikTok, people of course still on YouTube doing reaction videos. So like, that ship had sailed with that. But then he eventually got to a point where it was like, these guys are just trying to do any and everything to, like, get underneath my skin. So it was from 2016 all the way up until 2020 when these guys was like harassing me, stalking me, like just overall, like just rating my videos with dislikes, rating my comment sections with hate comments. I have a video where it just shows all of the racist comments that these guys had left on my channel, and even the whole like head leader of this community got exposed for legit being racist. So that's why I'm like, it's, you know, if you guys don't want to believe that he's a racist, I'm like, hey, at the end of the day, that is your choice or not. But anyways, but no, like this dude would say, I remember the one racist thing that he did say in my stream. I will be talking on that, but no, like, but I wanted to just overall, like, just kind of like start from beginning to end, like, you know, on his whole time on my Twitch channel. So when he joined, and the thing is, like, I had like haters join my stream before from that community, and you know, you can tell like when they're a hater or whatever and stuff, and I'm like, all right, ban, block, leave it at that. So when he joined my stream, at first, you know, before he told me that he, you know, is a fan of the guy that I had problems with, seemed fine and chill. It just seemed like another person had joined my stream, and it's like, all right, cool, chill. He could have left that part out, and most likely I wouldn't have banned or blocked him. You know, I wouldn't have done that. But he had to throw it in there that he is a fan of Just a Robot. And so that's the guy's name that, you know, that I had problems with. So he told me that. And at that moment, then, that's when I knew something isn't right about this situation. Like, there is just a gut feeling that I had. And I'm like, something just don't seem right about this. Like, I don't like this at all. And this is like, it's honestly, it got to a point, the amount of times he wanted to talk about him in my streams, and there is at times where that's all he just wanted to talk about. And it got to a point where I had to like tell him like, hey, yo, like, can we change subject? Can we talk about something else? Like, I don't know why you feel like you gotta join my stream every time and talk. Like, cause my thing is this, like, if you're a fan of him, I'd imagine you've watched the videos, you know, that we did on each other. Why are we going over all of it, like doing some like recap stuff? Like, bruh, you was legit there doing it all. So I'm like, that's why I'm like, I'm confused. Why are we sitting down talking about this every stream? Like, everybody else in my stream, we're talking about random stuff. We're talking about food, music, movies, video games I'm playing. We're talking about just things that people would say. And that's the thing where it's like, I don't mind talking about my beef. I don't mind talking about my hate. But it gets to a point in time where I just get tired of talking about it, you know? It's like, okay, we've talked on this. Like, let's move on. It's like, you're not, like, we're not adding anything. It's like, to this situation. It's like, all we're just doing is talking on it. So anyways, it did get to a point where I told him, it's like, all right, let's just change subject and just move on to something else. Then it got to a point where he was just asking me, you know, weird and random questions and stuff. And there are some questions that I forgot that he had even asked me. And I'm like, fam, who joins a person's stream? Because my thing is this. The one, like, question that I completely forgot all about, like, the one that stood out to me the most was when he asked me if I owned a gun. And I'm like, why do you need to, what kind of question is that? Like, who, I'm saying, like, I get if we're talking on, like, guns or something. We wasn't even talking on guns. So that's why I'm like, I don't get where that conversation had came from, or where that question had came from. But then it was, like, other questions that he asked, like, he wanted to know of my living conditions and stuff. Like, it was that question. It was him asking me, oh, do you live alone? Do you know how to fight? What would you do if somebody broke into your house? Like, would you be able to defend yourself? And it's like, why are you asking me questions like this? Like, I'm curious because, like, to any other Twitch streamer that's watching this video, do you get questions asked like that to you? Like, I'm curious about this, you know? Because if so, then I'm like, oh, okay, maybe it is normal questions. But if not, then it's like, fam, why are you asking me this? You know, it's stuff like that. Because my thing is this. If you told me that you came from a person that I had beef and problems with, and a lot of them like to come over to my, you know, YouTube channel, Twitch channel, social media accounts, and they love to cause me problems, and you're asking me questions like this, I don't know if you're that type of person to try to legit come to my house and try to cause bodily harm to me or somebody that I'm living with, but it's like, fam, let it go. It is YouTube videos. If that's the case, it's like, bruh, it is just YouTube videos. You should not be getting this mad and pressed over some stuff like that. So, But anyways, yeah, so he was just asking me a bunch of different weird and random questions, and then it got to a point where I had to check him on that and tell him, like, hey, stop asking me these off-the-wall questions. Like, nobody else in my streams are asking me weird questions like this. Like, it's making me uncomfortable. Stop asking me these weird questions and stuff about, like, my living conditions, whether I can fight or not, whether I have a gun. Why do you need to know this information? Like, for what reason and stuff? So, anyways, I checked him on that. And then there was, then he just at one point just started like talking about my like past previous YouTube videos I uploaded. So there was one YouTube video that I uploaded where I talked on this situation back in when I was in high school, and this girl had turned me down because of the color of my skin. And, you know, like to talk on that, it's like I ain't got no control over that and stuff. So anyways, he brings that up. And I was like, I think he was asking me if I'm like chill with her or cool with her or something. And I'm like, I think either in the stream, I can't remember, but I was like, I think I just overall had said, like, oh, I'm not, chill with her or anything. But then he just had to throw that in there. And it's like, that's something you could have just very well kept to yourself. Because if you watch that video, I talked on that situation. I talked on, like, how that crap, like, traumatized me. Like, it had me at a point where it was just like, it just really kind of, like I didn't really like want to open up to people, because it's like when you just have that moment in your life when you just don't really feel accepted or wanted or whatever, it's like, you just kind of like close in, and it takes years to, really open up to people and stuff. So anyways, I've talked on this numerous times. I've talked on it on, freaking tweets, Instagram posts, like my podcast, YouTube videos. I've talked about this situation numerous times. And he joins my stream, just like any other day, joins my stream, starts talking on that. And then he says, I don't think it's racist to tell a person you won't turn them down for the color of their skin. You're legit acknowledging the color of their skin, but in a negative way. Like, this person just admitted there. My thing is this, if people have, their opinions on that, like whether they'll do some stuff like that, I'm like, okay, that's on you. You ask me, I believe that it's racist, all right? I ain't gonna argue with nobody on it. That's just my feelings about it, all right? It's like you're looking at a person like something that they can't control. And I'm saying, like, it's stuff like that where it's all like he tried to like claim and make it seem like that something like that wouldn't affect or hurt him. But I'm like, nah, you fall in love, with the right girl and stuff. And she, and it's like you doing each and every possible thing that you can to like, just like try to be with her. And she tells you some stuff like that. Oh, nah, bro, that's gonna hurt you. I'm all like, if I'm sitting there talking about it and stuff, and I'm like saying how it hurt me, it's like, what makes you any different? It's stuff like that where it's like, my thing is, why would you even say something like that if I talked about it numerous times, how I felt on that situation and how I felt that it was racist? Why would you even talk? Because it's like, my thing is this. You're disagreeing with something that I said. It's going to start an argument. Why would you even bring it up? Like, that's what I'm saying, where it's like, you're trying to, like, get me upset, angry, and all this other stuff. And I'm like, bro, I'm just trying to play video games and chill with my friends. That's it. Like, that is it. And then it was, like, other, like, miniature arguments after that. And then I had to say, like, the one last big argument that we got into, because he was talking to some of my friends when he had said this too. And I'm like, my thing is this. I don't care what a person says to me. I really don't care what a person, says or does. Like, you can say all the racist comments you want to say about me. You can say all the derogatory, discouraging, negative, offensive. You can say all that crap to me. I'm not going to care, okay? I got some of the most thickest skin of like all time in my life right now. That type of stuff, anything just doesn't affect. I'll ban or block a person like just to eliminate any further conversations with them. But I'm like, say what you want. I don't care. It's like stuff ain't gonna offend me and things. But when you start talking to my friends crazy, when you start talking to my family crazy, when you start talking to people that you don't even know, you just start talking to them in a negative and offensive way, that's when I'm gonna jump up and check you. And so there was a time where me and my friends, we were all talking on our jobs. He was, I guess, either lurking or whatever. I think he just wasn't really talkative, or just more probably waiting for the right moment to just jump in and try to say some offensive stuff. But anyways, and I still remember that night like very well. I was playing this video game called Generation Zero. And I remember when I looked at his message, I kind of was just like, like shocked, like thrown back by it and stuff. Because I'm like, it's one thing if he had said like TMossBoss, I don't think you're ever going to be a millionaire. I probably would have said the same thing, but I just probably wouldn't have had like a big enough reaction and stuff. But he said, I don't think any of you guys are going to be millionaires. He's including my friends. And I'm thinking in my head, and there was like friends that was responding to him, like saying like, what are you what are you talking about? It's like, fam, it's like, and then once when I had like, I think I had like reached to a point in the time in the game where I could just sit down and like, you know, not do nothing and stuff. And I was all like, fam, that's discouraging. Don't say stuff like that in my streams anymore. And he's trying to argue with me saying that it's not discouraging, talking about there's nobody in this world that's a millionaire. And I'm sitting here like reading this and I'm like, what is this guy talking about? Like, seriously, what are you talking about? Like, and where is this all coming from? So I remember I was like, I wouldn't necessarily say that I was yelling, but I was like talking loud. I feel like there's there's like talking loudly and then there's yelling. And I'm like, I feel like I was talking at a loud, you know, but overall, like regardless, friends can tell that I was upset. Like the friends, even the people that was in my stream lurking, they can tell that I was upset. And I had people like reaching out to me because I think it was sometime after that. I ended the stream because I was like, I was so upset I couldn't even play the game and stuff. And so I just ended the stream. And that's when like I had like friends messaging me, asking me if I'm okay. And I'm like, I am, but I'm like, why does this guy have to act like this in my stream? Like, seriously, I don't get that crap. But anyways, so then there was like the last time he was in my stream and he was talking about like how a friend of his was coming into town. I'm like, all right, it's chill, cool, whatever. And then he just started talking about his like friend and his I guess like his friend's little brother, like behind their back, saying, you know, some stuff about them. And then he started talking about how black people act on TV and things. And I'm like, I had got so sick and tired of it. I had banned him. And I was all like, I cannot, you know, go. Because this all happened last year. And I'm like, I cannot go into the next year still dealing with this guy. Because it's most likely going to get to a point in time where I'm all like, bro, like either I would have like just banned him, which is going to be the obvious thing. Or I would have just left Twitch and or probably would have been like taking the like breaks and stuff from Twitch. Cause I'm like dealing with that guy, like you need like a boost of energy and stuff. So anyways, yeah. And that was that. And then afterwards, so people are probably wondering like, well, what's going on now? So one thing that I started noticing, like after I had banned him, one thing that I started noticing is that every time when I would start talking in a person's stream, that's when he'll join and start talking in a person's stream. So for an example, let's say like, all right, I join a person's stream, like right then and there at that moment, start talking, say what's up, how you doing? He joins in and starts talking. And then there's been times where I've legit have checked. You can check to see who's in a person's stream and stuff. I check his name right there. I'm like, okay. I ain't gonna say nothing. I'm just gonna wait. I'm gonna wait like 10, 20 minutes. Wait 10, 20 minutes. Then I start talking. Because I'm seeing, and people are probably wondering, like, why am I doing this? I'm seeing, like, whether or not he's, you know, was already talking or he's talking at that time. And maybe that's just, you know, it's an odd coincidence or maybe me just overthinking the situation. But I'll wait 10, 20 minutes. Start talking in that person's stream once I join and stuff. Like, wait 10, 20 minutes, start talking. That's when he starts talking. All right, let me up the time a little bit. Let me go up to like 30 minutes to an hour. There's been times where I've legit have waited. Okay, waited. I would start my stream up, have their stream running in the background, go and look. He ain't said nothing. I type up something. That's when he says something. Is that like weird? Or am I just overthinking the situation? And I'm like, fam, so then today, actually last night, so he did that. I don't know, like, I just overall was like, I'm just getting, like, every time when I see this guy's name, I'm always uncomfortable. Always uncomfortable. So that's when I just start finding all these screenshotting them and stuff, and then just, you know, making this video. And then I posted one of them, and it was the one where he was, you know, saying the racist crap, talking about, like, oh, I'll turn somebody down for their race and things. He sends me a message, and that's how I knew that he was still, like, you know, stalking me across social media and stuff, because I'm like, fam, It's like you're not saying anything in a person's stream, you know. And even another streamer that we're friends with told me this, that, you know, even though you ban them, they can still watch your stream. Yeah, they might not be able to comment, or they might not show up in your stream and stuff, but they can still watch your stream. And I'm saying, like, and like I said, I've had their stream open and running. He doesn't say they, like, I can be streaming. He won't say nothing in that person's stream. As soon as I join their stream and stuff, that's when he joins their stream and starts wanting to talk and crap. So I'm saying it's stuff like that where it's like, bro, that is weird. Like, stop. Leave me alone. Like, my thing is this. If you're going to be supporting these guys, support them at all times. But leave me alone. Like, I'm saying, it should not get to a point where a person has to sit down and make a video like this. But I'm saying, like, it's like, fam, just leave me, let me be. Leave me alone. Don't message me off of no alternate account. None of that. I ain't trying to hear from you, talk to you, none of that. So this is why I'm even doing this whole video. So just, you know, like, after that, then I'm like, I am done. Okay, but, you know, I think I said in the beginning of the video, like, if you guys want to ban, block him, all that stuff, that is your choice. If not, hey, I ain't gonna be mad at you. I ain't gonna unfollow you guys. I ain't gonna stop showing up to your streams. I'm just, you know, if I'm a little bit distant, I hope you understand why. All right, so, but anyways, yeah, talk to y'all later. Thank you guys for watching this video, and peace.